Excellent.
How's your anime NYC been so far?
Fabulous. So fun. So many characters that I don't know. I'm learning a lot. It's good. It's very good.
What cosplay have you seen the most today?
Pikachu, just because that's what my eye is drawn to. Yeah, I saw a few Pikachu. Yeah, very cute.
Have you always been a fan of Pokemon?
Yes, I was.
Even before starting as a
Oh yeah. I started when I started watching it when it came out. I was 11 years old, so it's perfect. I was the perfect age. Yeah, I tried to play the cards. My mom only bought me like a small deck, so she's sitting back there. Very nice of her. Hi. But I watched the show, and then I got the show, and I continued being a fan. So.
What was that audition process like?
I went into audition the first time. It was on a Monday, and I was an irresponsible teenager, and I forgot that I had the audition. And that morning, I look at my calendar because I had a paper calendar, like an at-a-glance calendar, like on my desk, a big one. I was like a doer, you know. And I had to flip the page to see Monday, and I didn't look ahead for some reason. I thought, I have an easy week coming up, and I look, and my heart sank out my butt, and I ran to my friend's house, and I'm like, we gotta practice this immediately, because I have to sound like this person. And we worked on it, and she's like, you're never gonna get this, you don't sound anything like her. And I went to the audition, and they're like, oh, this is a dub, and I'm like, what is that? And they taught me how to dub at the audition. I did not think I did well, but apparently I guess I did. I guess I learned the dubbing process pretty quickly. I took to it quickly. But I left that audition and cried my eyes out. I still, to this day, never had a worse audition, I don't think. I haven't felt as bad after an audition than I did that day. And then there was a series of callbacks, and then I got word that I had the role, and that was amazing. Yeah.
It sounds like the first day of Ash's Pokemon journey, right? He wakes up
Pretty
late.
much. Yeah.
At least you didn't get attacked by a flock of Spearows.
Yeah, no. Well, I kind of did. On the internet, there was a flock of Spearow, and they were in the form of some college students who formed a coalition against me, and were like, "You fire her and give the role back to its righteous owners." And I'm like, what? I didn't steal anything. I didn't take anything. I'm just a 19-year-old actor who booked a job. So that was pretty awful. I got death threats and stuff. So Spearow, that's the perfect analogy. It's exactly what happened. And now I have a cat named Pikachu. And you know how in the beginning Pikachu and Ash didn't have the best relationship. Pikachu was just like zap, zap, zap. That's how my Pikachu was as well. So, but now we're best buds. And he doesn't bite me anymore. So, he's a good boy.
Is that how you relate to Ash in some way?
It's the easiest way, yes, because in my daily life, I'm like, Pikachu. I say it with an accent. I don't say Pikachu. I'm like, Pikachu, not. I don't say no to him, I say not. I don't like saying no to an animal.
So now that you have this iconic role, because that's what it is at this point, are they starting to use your voice like across the different platforms? Like games, things like that?
No, I did a Nintendo commercial for Pokemon Let's Go, and that's it. I think Ash is treasured in the anime. And I don't know what the future holds.
Okay, I wanted to ask, so I'm a huge fan of Pokemon, obviously, and I grew up in the 90s, and I wanted to just say, if you have, what was your first Pokemon game, and what is your favorite gen? Pokemon, like Gen 1, Gen 2?
My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Go.
Got it.
Yes, I never played video games growing up, so I did not play any of the Pokemon games. I played Tetris. That was it. And I babysat a girl, and she loved Zelda, so we played Zelda and Super Mario Kart. Still a great series. I know, still going super strong. Yeah, it's great. My favorite gen is In the series, I would say Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon.
Yeah. Yeah, but XY was also really amazing, story-wise. Yeah.
Ash has had so many amazing Pokemon that I'm sure you've had more experience with than any of us even playing the games. What's your top 6?
Ooh, 6.
Yep.
All right, Meltan is my top 1.
Okay.
Love Meltan. Pikachu, Mew, Apom.
Ah, yeah.
How many was that? Was that 5?
That's 4.
That's 4? Okay, cool. Greninja. Our relationship is. Oh man, the pressure's on. I don't know. Sobble. Crying, always crying.
So Ash is like this, at this point, is immortal, really.
Immortal,
Like
yes.
10-year-old, as we all know. But what does it mean to you as an actor that you have sort of this, you are this renewable source of motivation for like all the new generations that are coming up, and it's not like, you're, like the character's getting older. Like, how does it feel to have new kids come around and then, talk to you and meet you as the actor? Like, how's that experience as an actor?
That is literally my favorite part of this whole show. The fact that he doesn't age. He's there for every generation. He's there for our kids, your kids, everybody's kids, for our grandparents. He was there, and he will always be there. And you have this tenacious kid who is a great influence, I think, on kids. He rescues Pokemon when they're not well. He's a good person. So, was that the did I answer that? Okay, cool. Yeah, it's great.
How does it feel to watch Ash's journey develops throughout the seasons? As in every region, every league tournament, he does better and better, and in the Alola League, he finally becomes champion.
So I don't know if he becomes champion. I honestly don't. It may happen, it may not. We don't know. I know it happened in Japan. That doesn't mean it's gonna happen here. So we'll have to see. I admire the fact that he's improving and that the fandom is gaining some respect for him. I love that. He deserves it, and we'll see.
Well, speaking about him winning champion, or maybe not, like you said, when he lost the most previous one with Greninja, how did you feel about that playing that role? Like, did you want him to win as well?
Of course. Yeah. No, I always want him to win. It's hard. It weighs on me that he never wins. Like, come on, dude. I mean, but he does win. But of course, I want him to win. Yeah.
What is the loss of Ashes that most devastated you as an actor? It's like to experience
Losses against Paul.
Yeah,
those were really, that kid was, I personally hated him. Not the actor, the character. That's it.
It's interesting though, because like, we do a channel on martial arts, and like a lot of it, in fight scenes and stuff, a lot of it is, of course, like, you have to win or lose, right? But I think part of the cool thing about what happens is he does have a lot of losses. And I think for like people who are growing up and struggling, like that's really important to kind of learn that is a reality. You don't always win. And again, have you had like any experiences where people have talked to you about that as opposed to just the guy that always wins? Like, it's just really good experience, I think, to teach kids about that other side.
Absolutely. I think it's a terrible thing to say to a child, you can be anything you want to be. That's not really true. Some people have extraordinary talent for absorbing a ton of information and they can become doctors. I can't do that. No matter how hard I work, I'm never going to be a doctor. I could say that it doesn't matter how old I would have said the same thing when I was 18. I just cannot hold that amount of information in my head for a long enough period of time to take a test and to save someone's life. I just can't. It's just not in my brain. So, and some people can't dance, some people can't sing, and to say you can be anything you want to be is setting kids up for disappointment. You can be good at something that you show an aptitude for. You can get really, really good at that. Will you ever be a professional? Maybe. Maybe not. And that's okay. That's okay. So, I don't remember what the question was, but that's my speech, and I'm standing by.
I like it.
Thanks.
The high point of most of the Pokemon kind of arcs, so to speak, usually come down to his like competitions. But would you say that his true strength lies in like maybe other things that leads up to it. You know what I mean? Like we know he's gonna head to a competition. We know there's gonna be a big face-off, and he's gonna lose apparently somewhere in the competition. But we get so much leading up to that point. Do you think that's really what the series is about?
Yeah. For me, yes, definitely. I love everything that happens outside of battle, and the battle is just a cherry on top of the sundae. But the character development and all the great stories and the things you can really learn. You can learn a lot from the battles too, but I think the stuff that you can, the humanity stuff, I think that comes in the scenes in between the battles. Yeah.
Just going back to you getting the role, you say you had to sound like her.
Yeah.
But you might have to do that for the audition, but now
I don't sound like her.
I'm pretty sure you're putting your own spin on it and actually taking over this role now.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that?
I didn't do it on purpose. It just kind of started happening, and nobody stopped me. And I don't, the character evolved a little bit, and I think there's a beauty to having more than one person occupy a role like that. It's interesting to have different takes on a character. I don't think our takes are so drastically different. I think it's mostly in the voice. His essence is still, I think, very much the same. Would you agree? I think he's the same Ash. He sounds different. I also I'm placing him in a place that's more comfortable for me. There was when I was trying to do I don't know exactly how she did it. She's amazing, but I felt like there wasn't enough air coming through, and so that was just tiring for me. So I think slowly it happened organically. I just started opening my throat a little bit more and letting more come out.
It's perfect for your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Did she reach out to you when you took over the role, or was it just somewhere?
Yeah, I haven't thought about that. No. No. It would be very nice to talk to her. Yeah. It's been a long time. It's
it's
very
been a
much
long time.
overdue. Yeah.
How do you feel about Ash continuously having to take down organized crime?
I'm all for it. I think it's very good for the world. I think it's good for humanity, and I think he's the right guy for the job. Yeah.
We talked about earlier in a different interview with how a lot of new anime that are coming out, like kindness is becoming like a new superpower, like Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, and it's kind of cool because Pokemon's it's always been there. It's already been there for so many years.
Yeah.
And like stuff like gestures like Ash like giving away Pokemon and stuff like. How does it feel to have that as the sort of strength, as opposed to like, oh, he always wins. He's this brute strength guy. Like it's kind of the cool message. Or like, what does that mean to you as an actor to push
That's the one thing you should teach your kids. As someone with no children, I can say this, is kindness, is to treat everybody you meet with a base level of kindness, because you don't know what people are going through.
A particular moment in Pokemon where Ash displays kindness and empathy in a way that really moved you.
Yes, in episode 1928. I talked to the last group about this episode. I recently rewatched it. I forgot what it's called now. He rescues a bunch of Pokemon from the snow. He rescues a Pokemon from a tree. He gets into his first fight with Serena, and I love that. What was your question?
My question is just a moment that really stuck out to you where Ash displayed kindness.
Yes, yeah, when he rescued that Pokemon from a tree. It's so small, but it was so poignant for me. Also because my mom and I, we foster kittens. So we don't actually rescue them, but I work with some rescues that, are out there every single day and night, and taking calls from people who are like, I have a cat in my backyard, help me. It's like, do it yourself, first of all. But it's incredible work that they do. So that tie-in is really.
I actually want to talk about your nonprofit, Voices for Fosters.
Yeah.
Which you started 2 years ago, inspired by an episode.
Yes.
The Sun and Moon episode, One Journey Ends, Another Begins.
Yes.
And I was wondering, what about that episode in particular, really stuck out to you that encouraged you to start the nonprofit and spread awareness of foster programs are kind of overburdened with strays that need homes, like temporary homes for people to take care of them.
You're literally answering the question. So shelters are overburdened and need foster homes for their animals. Otherwise, there is an order in which they get put down. And they get humanely euthanized, but it's not a solution that I think we should be using in the 21st century. We have the internet, we have every resource available to us to network and to be able to find homes for animals. There is absolutely no reason for euthanasia to exist at this point. The best way to keep animals out of the shelter is by finding foster parents. And most people have no idea what fostering even is. They don't realize that they can borrow an animal and just give them a home temporarily and then help or not help with Bida, the organization that we work with. The kittens stay with us until they're like 2 pounds, and then they spay and neuter them, and they give them their shots, and they put them in their kitten room, which is like a free running, no cages. And they all play with each other, and people can come in and meet them and decide who to adopt, and they go like hotcakes. It's great. It's a great model. So, yeah, what about that episode inspired me? The fact that my cat had just passed away when we started recording that episode, I think. And Lisa was also our director, Lisa Ortiz, was also dealing with the death of her cat about a year prior. And we both just like looked at each other and started crying. And we figured this would be a great thing to promote. I started fostering after my cat passed away because I wanted to meet other cats. I was like, there's no way that my cat was the end-all be-all most amazing cat. There will never be one like her. So I started meeting, as many cats as I could and realized, okay, they're all different, but they're all amazing in their own way, and they can all, be an amazing buddy. And then I found Pikachu, and now I have Pikachu.
Ash is such an unconventional trainer. He lets Pikachu stay out of the ball.
Yeah.
He jumps in the middle of the battle to protect his Pokemon.
Yeah.
And he treats them as friends. And you see a lot of people on the show that don't think that way.
Right.
And how do you think that ties to what you're talking about right now, actual treatment of animals? Is that they're our friends, and it kind of postures that for, as you're saying, every generation of kids. Do you think that love of animals, love of Pokemon is similar?
Definitely. I mean, you can't equate animals and Pokemon. They're totally different, but I see the analogy in it personally, so I think it's a beautiful lesson. If a kid comes away from watching the show seeing how Ash treats his Pikachu and his other Pokemon and how much he cares about them and how worried he is when they're hurt and how he takes them straight to the Nurse Joy when they're when they need help, it's a great lesson. If they get the analogy, it's great.
Bringing up Lisa, speak about your relationship with her, being an iconic voice actor, and then you now directing, directing you on this project.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's amazing to sit with somebody. She also coaches, so she is really sought after, and I'm so lucky to get to work with her because I learn from her every day. She's an amazing director, and she's so easy to work with and so fun to work with and so generous and just the best. She's the best. She's my favorite.
And because of the game that just came out today on Pokemon Sword and Shield, will you be getting that and play itself since you already played Pokemon Let's Go last year? Will you be playing this game?
Yeah, sure, definitely. Yeah.
And which one are you choosing?
I don't know yet. I haven't thought about it. I have to think about it, I figured, you know what, I'll let it sell out of stores first, and then like in a few weeks when it gets restocked. Okay.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt and call time, but it is already 7, so.
I did start them a little bit late.
Okay.
So I can take like,
however minutes then.
yeah, if you want like 2 more questions.
Speaking of,
because it locks.
Okay.
But speaking of choosing Pokemon, you've also played several Pokemon in the show itself, like you were Ash's Raptor and Dawn's Baniri. I was wondering, what was your favorite Pokemon to portray?
You literally answer all my questions. Dawn's Baniri is my absolute favorite Pokemon to voice.
What about her was so fun?
Oh my goodness. Her little flirtation with Pikachu. Oh my goodness, the cutest thing ever. Just the way I made her sound. I just love her. She's so cute.
Awesome. I know we were talking about the kindness and stuff and something a little deeper, but for the kids back home,
Yeah.
what's like your favorite Pokemon battle that's gone down?
Ooh, boy. Oh my goodness. I feel like my whole life is flashing before my eyes right now. I don't know. Honestly, the one that's coming up.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but it's pretty epic. It's a good episode.
One more question.
Yeah.
About the Pokemon is that if Ash didn't choose Pikachu and he could have chosen one of the other three, which one would you have chosen yourself personally?
Personally, I would have chosen Charmander. I think. Yeah.
Because of the
Yeah.
jacket.
The jacket, yeah.
The jacket.
Yeah. This jacket's red. This jacket's red, Charmander.
That's
Oh, he's a little bit more orange. It's like
Sure,
fire. Yeah.
cool.
All right.
I don't know, to end maybe, is there anything you want to say to the fans? Just who've been watching and struggling and seeing motivation?
Fans, hi fans. Follow me on social media. I'm active. I'm hanging out with people. And that's it. I just got nominated for a Voice Arts Award. That's on Sunday, so maybe you'll have something even more interesting to write about.
No, congrats.
Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.